This one's for the rocket appliances who voted Liberal in the 2024 Canadian election. Did you notice that at the summit that was just held between EU leaders and Donald Trump trying to negotiate the end of this conflict between Ukraine and Russia, there was one major leader that has contributed billions of their taxpayer dollars to the cause, yet was not even invited? Well, the Finnish Prime Minister, who I think they've donated something like $3 million in total to supporting Ukraine, were invited. Are you proud? Are you proud of the fact that we have this brilliant international negotiator running our country who still has Canadian tariffs at 35%, while the EU has negotiated down to less than half of that? Many countries negotiating down to zero. You still think that we have a brilliant international business leader as our Prime Minister who's allowed in nearly another million immigrants into the country in Q1 alone? This despite the fact that 75% of Canadians say enough is enough. He continues to allow people to pour in, and now says he's not going to report this stats to us. He's trying to pass Bill C2, which would allow the government to look through any Canadian's electronic device for any so-called national security reason. Allow him to open any Canadian's mailbox for any national security reason. Bill C4 retroactively grants the Liberal Party immunity for any misuse of data collected from the Canadian people going back to the year 2000. You're so proud of voting for Mark Carney. It's so shocking to me that people were hoodwinked in the first place into buying this guy who, if you watch him on a stage for 2 seconds, looks like half his face is falling off. Looks like Mr. Burns if Mr. Burns was a burn victim. Dead eyes. Says, This guy's supposedly some brilliant international negotiator. Can you now acknowledge, about however many months it's been into his prime ministership, this guy is an embarrassment on the national stage? He does not want what's best for Canada. They're having all the major EU leaders come in to negotiate this peace deal, and Mark Carney does not even get the call. You see him in front of the press yesterday? My God, the guy can barely get a sentence out. They ask him about the Air Canada strike, and he goes, well, first he tries to walk away, and then he says that the flight attendants are responsible for the safety of everybody on flights. This is your genius? This is your brilliant international trade negotiator? My God, it's truly embarrassing. I can't believe over 42% of Canadians, after 10 years of the disaster of Justin Trudeau, you walk around our major cities, there's not a doubt in my mind, it's gotten so much worse in this country. Open crack smoke all over the place. You decided you wanted another 4 years of Liberal fun, but can any Liberals out there acknowledge that Carney is a goddamn disaster? He's going after our sovereignty. He's throwing our sovereignty away, pillar of Western civilization, even at a faster pace than Trudeau did. He's going after free speech, the other pillar of Western civilization. The guy appears to me to be an absolute know-nothing. He has zero charisma. This is who Canadians think is the most impressive man to be leading us on the world stage. Are you effing kidding me? I used to be proud to be a Canadian. But if a plurality of Canadians really think that this bumbling moron, Mark Carney, who throws away tens of billions of dollars of taxpayer money to Ukraine and does not even get an invite to the most important piece of the negotiations because he is respected so little on the world stage, and the warning signs were there. Everybody in England, so many English politicians came out and said Mark Carney was a disaster as the head of the Bank of England while he was there. His entire career at Brookfield, he's been essentially ripping the little guy off through green initiatives. Oh, by the way, and Brookfield owns $37 billion worth of real estate in Canada. If you're wondering why they're letting another million immigrants in Q1, despite the fact 75% of Canadians don't want it, it's because Brookfield's got to keep pumping those numbers up. Good job, Canada, electing a prime minister whose primary responsibility is getting his top 0.001% buddies at Brookfield rich as hell. You look at it, the only project he talked a big game about getting all these major projects off the ground once he was elected prime minister. The only project that he's focused on getting off the ground is prefab housing, $25 billion investment. Oh, what are the odds? Brookfield about 6 months ago purchased a company called Modular. What does Modular do? Modular builds prefab housing. the one major project that he is focused on getting off the ground is the one that's set to benefit Brookfield the most. Sent $1 billion over to China to have China construct 3 ferries for Vancouver. I don't know why, in such a struggling economy, many Canadians are saying, why do you have to have these ferries constructed in China? Particularly due to the fact that they just put major tariffs on our canola oil, which is going to hurt our West Coast worse than it's already hurting. What do you know? China made a $250 million investment with Brookfield a couple of years ago. They might as well just rename Canada Brookfield Management, a subsidiary of China. It's so embarrassing. Are there any liberals out there who are willing to admit what a goddamn embarrassment and national disaster this guy is? Because it's just day after day after day. There's another thing that makes you shake your head and go, this guy's a wannabe tyrant. This guy's incompetent. It's really shocking. I'm setting up rallies Saturday, September 13th, Saturday, September 27th. If you're interested in supporting, hit the link in my bio. Donate, grab some gear. I have some great gear. Every donation will go towards promoting the Cost Road Ottawa, because we have to actually physically get out in the streets. They're doing the same thing in the UK. Canadian patriots have had enough of being walked all over by this government that doesn't listen to popular opinion whatsoever. Mark Carney is a goddamn national disgrace, and we have to make our voices heard. Saturday, September 13th, Saturday, September 27th, Parliament Hill. Let's be there and let Mark Carney know. The media may be silent about his disastrous prime ministership, but patriotic Canadians aren't going to be.